Hello, this is Gerhard. I would love to speak about our thoughts today, and I want to mention that our thoughts are one of 4 elements of our supernatural being that really shape our lives on earth. The first thing is our thoughts, the second element is our faith, the third element is our visions and dreams, and the fourth element are our words. So let's begin with our thoughts. I want to mention that in our days and age there is some kind of a war of words going on. You know, today we, as you all know, you heard that term, we are living in the information age, and if we allow it, our thoughts are constantly bombarded with information. Thoughts, words, images and information day by day. You could ask, why is that so, you know? But did you know that presently even in our Christian church there is a war of words going on? There is a war of words, against the words of the Bible going on inside the church. You know, and the worst of all is that this is a secret war, and if you are not informed about that, you won't realize that. Words decide our circumstances in our life. They shape our life, you know, and they are very important. If you, perhaps you have ever heard that in the Second World War, on the D-Day, when they wanted to land in France, the Allies wanted to land in France. Did you know that actually words decided the outcome of this landing? You know, I have heard that in London were German spies operating and delivering information about Allied troops constantly to Hitler in Berlin. And these spies, the Britons have found them, and they turned them around so that these German spies from that point on delivered wrong information to Hitler. And so the whole Panzer, the tank weapon of Hitler remained in Calais instead of going to the Normandy, where the actually landing was planned, you know. So, you know, words decided these the outcome of this landing plan. Words, false words, you know. And if you consider and think about your nation, the freedom and the strength of this nation, of the USA, had been guaranteed by words. For example, by the Declaration of Independence, or the Constitution, or the Bill of Rights. You know, these famous words have been some kind of a blueprint of the government of the strongest nation, presently strongest nation on earth, you know. Words also create marriages, you know, these little words, yes or no, you know. Do you want to marry this man or woman? Yes, I want to marry her or him. And you know, only 3 letters, they really create a lifelong relationship. They create a family. Think about that. You know, and where does this powerful tool, it's a supernatural tool actually, where does it start? It starts between our ears in our thought life, our thoughts. Start these words that we speak, you know. And you know, I think every one of you see that today, that there is a war against the family, a war against the marriage, you know. And you know, it all starts in our thoughts. If the enemy would be capable to enter in our thoughts, he has almost won the war. So I can give you an example of my son. He was in the German army in education, and he was appointed to be in the information department of the MP, military police, you know. And they had a maneuver going on, and there were the great generals present, and all high educated soldiers and officers and so on. And my son and his friend were in a VW bus, and they were some kind of bored, so they sang songs from time to time. And even they loved the American battle hymn, which I taught him. They loved this song, and they sang that from time to time, you know. And one day there was a telephone call. They received the call and took up the telephone and managed the things and did the conversation. And after this call, they failed to set the telephone in the right way on it, so that the connection didn't stop. You know, the connection was not cut off, separated, and so they didn't notice that. But then time went by, and they suddenly started to sing the American battle hymn during this maneuver time. And the problem was, it was heard all over in the whole information network, you know. And so suddenly the whole staff of the maneuver, they got in panic, because they thought somebody has entered into our communication network, and they hacked the code. And you know, everywhere people were running around and looking, and were really afraid and frightened, you know. And suddenly then came a soldier to the car, to the van where my son